What is good, my people, my peeps? So I wanted to do, hold on for a minute, I just dropped my pen. I wanted to do a quick follow up from today's conversation when I actually had a strong, an intense ringing in my ears. Now, like I said in the conversation that we had earlier today, that intense ringing just started about a year ago. And I had went to the doctor and there was nothing, there was no ear infection or anything like that. They just gave me drops and said, use this, but there was nothing that they seen wrong. So because I thought that ringing in my ear may be tendonitis or something along those lines, but I had actually heard people talking about when you start to come into a spiritual awakening, you get this high pitched ringing in your ear. So I just wanted to take you on a quick rewind remix from this morning and show you when I was talking to you all about seraphim and describing how angels actually look. In the middle of my conversation, shalom, shalom, in the middle of me, Joseph, in the middle of me describing my blessings to you as well, Joseph. In the middle of me describing the ringing, no, in the middle of me describing seraphim angels, guys, there was just an intense ringing that hit my left ear. It was so strong. It kind of hurts because it made me stop talking. So if you weren't on the live this morning, I'm going to show you that exact moment as I was describing cherubims. Not cherubims. I was describing seraphims, angels, and I'm going to show you also pictures of seraphim angels, the angels that I was describing this morning. As I was describing these angels, a strong, super strong, high pitch ringing hit my left ear to cause me to even stop, because I put my hand to my ear to press almost to try to stop the ringing because it was that strong, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys that particular moment and then show you a little bit of research of what I've come up with. Like I said this morning, I had never researched this because this is something that just started happening to me a year ago. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera around so that you can see the broadcast from this morning and when that event actually took place. And then I'm going to go into what what I have discovered as far as ringing in your ears. And the more that I learn, the more that you're going to learn. So this took place this morning, and just watch my expression when this ringing hit my ear as I was talking about cherubims. Stop. Oh, wait. I don't know if you as target individuals, as chosen ones, get high pitch ringing in your ears. Like just now, it's slowly going away. Just now, like a high pitch ringing just was in this ear. I don't know a lot of you guys. I've heard some people say that spiritual or something, but I don't know for sure what that means. I've been trying to look up what a high pitch ring. Right, Joseph. I've heard that. That's what made me look to the left a few minutes ago. I mean, a high pitch ring just came to my ear. Okay, so let me pause this because I'm going to try to take it back to that very, probably a little bit before that, so you can actually hear that I was talking about, let me see what number that was on, talking about seraphim angels and describing how they actually look. So I'm going to see if I can get a little bit before that, not too much. It's hard to get. not go too far. So here we go. You know, wait, that's the exact moment. I'm gonna go a little bit before that so that you can hear that I was talking about seraphim angels. Before that ringing, I mean a high, intense ringing hit my ear. Has had angels described to them, and if you look in the Bible and read the Bible, how the different levels of angels, you would probably perceive them to be demonic in their features, because they are not. They don't come as humans. All of them, you know, they can. We know that they can change their appearance, because we know that for a fact with Sodom and Gomorrah, when the angels came down to get Lot out of Sodom and Gomorrah, the city, that they appeared as men, human men, okay? But Lot knew that they were angels. But cherubim and seraphim, well, honey, they have, I want to say, let me get it right. If I mess up, y'all go look it up. But I want to say the seraphim have 4 heads. A bull is the main head. They have a human head. They have a lion head. And they have a head of, I can't remember, an eagle. They have a head of an eagle. They have feet of bulls. You know how cows have split feet, and their wings. They have several wings, but the wings are lined with eyes. So if you just imagine all of that, I mean, you didn't know. We didn't know the Bible like we know it now. The word being revealed like we know it now. Well, you would think that was something demonic, right? I would. I mean, I say you might not, but I would, not knowing that that's how seraphim looks, an angel. Okay, so but it also says, you know, stuff. Ooh wait. So I don't know if you at this particular time, that's when the high pitch ringing hit. Pitch ringing in your ears, like just now, it's slowly going away. Just now, like a high pitch ringing, just was in this ear. Okay. So I wanted to show you from this morning, that was the broadcast. I mean, guys, the ringing was so intense. I had to say, ooh wee, because I was like, in my body, I was like, wow. It was like, hello, I'm right here. This ringing was intense. So, like I said, I did just a smidgen of research. So I'm going to go into that really quick. You see right here from my timeline of history, where I was doing some research about, ringing in the ear. So let's pull up this. We got to get past the commercial. The practice you are about to learn is almost never described. Bye. Are you having ringing in the ear? You've gone to the doctor. There's nothing physically wrong with you or medically wrong with you. And so let me pause her right here for the cause. Let me pause you, sis. Okay, so if you have followed me and you know that I did go to the doctor last year when this ringing in my ear started. Now, it's not both ears. It's actually just one ear. And when the ringing started last year, it was never as intense as what happened this morning. And when I did some of the research that I did this morning, today, after I got off the live, I'm gonna show you this another video after this that shook me. Okay, so here we go. Let's listen to her. Spiritual. It may be part of your. Are you having ringing in the ear? You've gone to the doctor. There's nothing physically wrong with you or medically wrong with you, but the ringing keeps happening. It may be spiritual. It may be part of your spiritual awakening. Hi there, beautiful souls. I'm Michelle Takei. Welcome to my channel, Soulful and Unplugged, a channel about the spiritual awakening journey where I show you how to live a more joyful life by helping you navigate your human
journey through your soul's perspective.
Okay, so I'm not going to listen. We're not going to listen to the whole video. I'm just going to try to get you down to where she talks about, you know, being spiritually awake or coming into your spiritual awakening. Hold on for a minute. Let me so I can get down to the number. Hold on.
It makes the veil between this dimension and the other dimension so thin that the energetic entities that surround you, your guides, angels, energetic beings, can communicate to you directly.
Okay, so as believers, there's only two forms of energy, if you call it energy. Most people that are in the spiritual or the awakening, what they call the New Age movement, they call it spirit energies. Because I used to say that not knowing, that it was heavenly hosts, heavenly beings, or demonic, like I have explained to you before. So we're going to keep it pushing to the next video that I looked up. And this one is the kicker. This one is the kicker right here. Right here, where it says Seraphim. And this is the angel that I was describing. Matter of fact, before we get into that, let's go into. So, guys, this is what a seraphim, the artist tried to bring to life of what a seraphim looks like. So you have a bull head, you have a human head, you have a lion, and you have the head of the eagle. But in actuality, the bull head should have been in the middle, because the bull head is the actual face of the seraphim, and the feet look, they have hoof-like feet, the split hoof of a cow. So this is the, am I pointing to it? This is the actual real head. So to me, in my eyes, that should have been in the middle. And this is not, the true depiction, because in the Bible it talks about the seraphim, they have wings, but eyes are all in the wings. They try to make us look all pretty as much as they can, because like I told you earlier, if you were to see a real angel, you may think of it to be demonic, because it's scary. And in the Bible, when angels do appear to most people, what do you hear them say? I'll give people a hot second. What do angels normally say when they appear to humans? Does anybody know? Can anybody put that down in the chat? If you know what angels say when they do appear in their natural form, when they're not shape-shift into a human form. Do you know what they say? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They say, fear not. Why would they say fear not? Have we ever thought about that? No, we hadn't. You don't know? Oh, wait a minute. Joseph said, I don't know. They say fear not. And now that you know how, and let me go and see if I can get some other depictions. We know that this is supposed to be a cherubim. This is the false image of a cherubim. All of these pictures we know to be false images. This is more on the lines of a seraphim. Now, if you know anything about a seraphim, seraphims, there are let me see if I can get this word out without messing it up. But there are hierarchies of angels in heaven, and seraphim actually sit around the throne of God singing holy, holy, holy. Okay, seraphim also were put in front of the gates of the Garden of Eden when Eden and Adam and Eve were kicked out with the sword of fire, for no one to ever enter back into that garden. These are those angels. So these are the angels I was describing this morning when that sharp pitch ringing came into it was like, I'm right here. You're talking about me. This seraphim, and I now that I'm doing some research, I believe was right here in the presence of my home when that ringing hit my ear. So let's go to the video, and let me see if they show any more seraphim. And now this is a seraphim, but that looks more, they have it drawn more demonic looking to me. But that's how they look, guys. Seraphims, but they have eyes all around their wings. 2 wings that fly, 2 wings that cover their feet. Different, they have 4 faces. Angels are not how, you know, but now in this day and time, because the truth is being revealed, you are finding out how real angels appear. Okay, and they're not coming like this, like these little chubby angels that they like to say shoot darts and make you fall in love around Valentine's Day. Cherubim. No, they're not looking like that. Okay, this is a nice picture, but it doesn't have all of the, see. And if you don't know, this would have been a nice picture, but it doesn't have all of the faces. A cherubim has 4 faces, and it only has 3 because they wanted to make the picture how they wanted to make the picture. But if you're going to describe what the Bible says, you need to do it right. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to see if any of them actually put all of the eyes. Well, right here, an artist tried to put the eyes in the wings because there's eyeballs, like looking, like I can see you in the wings. Okay, so that's why you heard angels when they appeared in their natural form in the Bible, they said, fear not. Okay, because they came to tell you a message. And a cherubim, well, a seraphim, the one that I was describing this morning is a archangel, like Michael. And Michael, Michael is a bad boy, because you know Michael is an archangel and he's a fighter. Okay, he is a fighter. So let me get off of here, and I'm gonna go to the last video that shook me up, because like I said, I heard that high pitch ringing in my ear. It made me actually go ooh-wee and stop talking and look to the left of me. It was like a calling, like I'm right here. And so let's talk about seraphim. Can y'all see that? Because I don't know if it's blurry or not, but seraphim, the angel that Israel saw when he was called. Y'all, when I read that title, I almost fell out. I said, what? Because that's what it sounded like a calling, y'all. Okay, so let's get into this a little bit. Let me make it bigger.
The angels that Isaiah saw. In this video, we will talk about the events when Isaiah was called to be a prophet. God's people were called in a variety of ways. Consider Moses, Amos, and Jonah. Each of these calls in the Bible was unique. God's calls are unique and distinct. Isaiah was preaching some difficult truths from the beginning. He was announcing God's judgment on the nation.
Ooh-wee.
Isaiah had one of the toughest assignments of all the prophets.
And let me tell you something about Isaiah. You know, no, I'm gonna let this go because I'll get on a whole different teaching.
We wouldn't have this amazing book. He didn't know that centuries ahead, this book would be an inspiration. But in his lifetime, he was a failure. Nobody listened.
Nobody listened.
It just got harder and harder for 40 years. In his sermon, Isaiah included some woes. He was implying that people's moral understanding were skewed.
Come on
Who
now.
are you to come around here preaching all these woes to us?
Come on now.
Imagine the people of Judah saying to Isaiah, who do you believe you are? Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20 to 22, New King James Version. Woe to those who call evil good
And good evil. Let me pause it right there for the cause. When I heard this and when I saw the title of this, and if you go back and listen to today's message from earlier, when I was telling you about looking at numbers and about people's platforms, and people may not believe you because you don't have, let me turn this around real quick. I need to talk to you. I need y'all to hear me and look at me. Let me turn this around really quick. Hold on. Hold on. Let me turn this around. And since y'all seen the video, Y'all don't necessarily have to see it if I let it play some more. But okay, so this morning, if you were on the live stream this morning, when I was talking about, look, it doesn't matter about the numbers of people who have platforms and who are bringing a message of the Most High. It matters about the message and who comes to their platform to hear the message. And then when I started talking about the different types of angels, and I started describing the seraphim and how people could be scared if they even saw a seraphim, not knowing, and the deception that we as the people of this nation and this world were deceived, thinking that angels were all in these flowy white gowns and white wings, and just how we just went through the pictures. No, that these angels had to say, look, calm down, it's gonna be okay, just fear not. Fear not. That's what the angels had to say when they came in their regular form, when they came to Mary and told her, you're pregnant. Okay, fear not. I have a message for you. You're pregnant. You see what I'm saying? Don't be shaken. I know I look a little scary, but I am a messenger from the Most High God. Okay, seraphim are so majestic that they guard the throne. They are around the throne of the Most High God. Israel, when he was called, this is the video that we're looking at today. When he was called, it was seraphims that called, that were the ones to deliver this message. That's what we're listening to in the video. And in the video, it's talking about how when Israel tried to deliver the message, nobody wanted to hear Israel. No, I mean, not Israel, Isaiah, excuse me. Nobody wanted to hear Isaiah. They didn't want to hear nothing he had to say. He didn't have the numbers. He didn't have the audience. So let's continue really quick.
Darkness for light, and light for darkness. Who put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter? Woe to those who are wise in their own eyes.
Woe to those who are wise in their own eyes.
Woe to men mighty in drinking wine.
So I wanted to bring that out really quick. That kind of shook me. I was like, wow. Y'all, I got to play that one more time before I get out of here. And I need some, y'all got to pray for me, because I need some counsel right about now, because that ringing, it was like we've heard in this video. It was like a call. It paused me for the cause within my speaking to you all. Yeah, since they had to pause for the cause, I'm gonna see if I can cue that back up before I get out of here. Let me see what number it was on. And I just wanted to show you what a seraphim actually looked like. And that's what we were talking about before, that intense, and I mean intense ringing happened. Okay, so, and then I'll read you guys' video before I get out of here. I mean, not your videos, your comments. Yes, I am. Don't laugh at me. Look, let me put this comment up here right quick. Teddy, Jam. Look here, Teddy. If you have gone through the spiritual awakening that I've gone through, I had first of all was running from demons. Okay, demons that moved me physically, but was not visible. I've gone through a lot through my spiritual awakening, but the call is just now coming to me. So yes, that is just now. Now I don't know what you've gone through. I don't know what you've gone through as your spiritual call, but I've had many levels to my calling. So okay, here we go. I thought that was funny. I had to let y'all see that real quick. So let me flip this back around. And y'all will see when we were having the conversation from this morning. Let me let this get bigger. And it hit like, I can't even explain. That ringing was so intense, everyone. So it made me pause for the cause. Here we go. You know, stop. Ooh-wee. I don't know if you all, as target individuals, as chosen ones, get high pitch ringing in your ears. Like, okay, so now, hold on. I think I went a little too slowly going away. Just now, like, you see, because I was talking about angels. Have four heads. A bull is the main head. They have a human head. They have a lion head, and they have a head of I can't remember. An eagle. They have a head of an eagle. They have feet of bulls. You know how cows have split feet, and their wings. They have several wings, but the wings are lined with eyes. So if you just imagine all of that, I mean, you didn't know. Well, we didn't know the Bible like we know it now. The word being revealed like we know it now. Well, you would think that was something demonic, right? I would. Let me not say you might not, but I would, not knowing that that's how seraphim looks, an angel. Okay, so but it also says, you know, stuff. Ooh wee. And that's when it hit. And that's when she knew. Yeah. Have you ever seen those videos? And that moment, yes, in that moment, let me turn this back around real quick, y'all. In that moment, and that's when she knew. Okay. Front. Hold on, guys. Front done. All right. In that moment, that is when she knew. When we were talking about angels, it hit like a ton of bricks. And in the video where it said Isaiah, when he was called, he was called by seraphims. I said, well, okay, now I'm on another whole mission to see, okay, what is the calling? Because that's what it was like. It was like an angel. I knew it had to be a heavenly being that was here in the presence and made its presence known through my hearing. Okay, and so looking at the video of Isaiah being called and people not actually wanting to hear the message of Isaiah when he was called, it strikes me with irony that is basically what we were talking about this morning. So I wanted to bring that to you all really quick because I did tell you that I was going to look that up and see what the ringing actually meant, because it was so very intense, my people, my peeps. So let me go into these comments really quick before I get out of here. Okay, Joseph, what I was about to do that for real. Do what? Hello, Pat. It comes from noise, campaign, and gaslighting. Have you had that intense ringing in your ear, Pat? I mean, about to say that. Okay, Joseph. You had it since you signed off. They used trucks to rip up. No, this was nothing. This had nothing to do with no truck sounds. I know what with noise campaigns are as far as trucks, banging, if you live in apartments, stomping on your, or hitting walls, or the sirens that we get when we're out and about from fire trucks, from ambulance. You know, I know all of those noise campaigns. This is nothing. This was nothing like that, you know. Joseph, yeah. What? He was laughing. I had to bring up some of you guys' comments before I get out of here, just because you stopped by and comment. And then I did Teddy already. Teddy says, it's not that spiritual though. I'm sorry. You should have put sis on there. It's not that spiritual. Well, you know, I've already told you I went to the doctor because we know that ringing in the ears can also be a cause of tinnitus, which is a medical issue. But however, I do not have tinnitus. Tinnitus causes ringing in your ears. So we know that everyone who experiences ringing in the ears, it's not a spiritual awakening. It could be a medical awakening. You need to go to the doctor, which I already did that last year, Teddy. All right. Okay, wait a minute. Oh man, you're calling that frequency like a heavenly presence? I gotta go. That frequency was very bad for you. So look, the people who seem to know about frequencies, why are you leaving? And if I said, I'm just now having these, the people that have something negative to say and then want to roll bounce out, I believe you actually don't know what you're talking about. Because if you're trying to assist someone in knowledge, you wouldn't just say, it's not this, it's not this. You would say, sis, it may not be this, but it may be this. You would add to your rebuttal, but you're not. So you're just a sower of doubt. You're just a person who sows doubt and bounces out. So I can't take your comments to heart because you're not bringing anything relevant to balance that. Everything is about balance. You know what I'm saying? Everything. That is not tinnitus. That is frequency. See, Teddy, you confusing me. What is it? You know, first you're saying it was demonic, and from what I am, from the short research that I have done regarding this frequency that only started happening last year, the higher the frequency, the more it's a holier presence. Okay, so, and man, that frequency this morning almost knocked me up out of here. I'd say, whoa, whoa, whoa. So let me see if I missed somebody. Okay, so let's check this one out. Remote neural monitoring is usually the culprit of the 5 to 12 second ringing in our ears. Is the culprit. Is that what it says? If I said that wrong, remote neural monitoring. I don't know. You may have a point. So I can't debate you to say that may not be the case. But I have been targeted for over 7 years, and from what I've heard, they always use remote neural monitoring, and I've never had this happen before when my targeting started. Okay, so. But that's, I'm glad you threw something else out there to talk about. Oops, sorry. We already looked at that one. Let me see. And Joseph says, you got a point. You got a point there. Okay. Okay, so I need to go to a channel and watch. Okay, so I will definitely go and check out that channel and see. Now, let me say this. I don't know if some of you guys on here don't are new here, or you've been watching from the sidelines or watching the replays of my videos. I don't know. Thank you. Welcome. I am a believer in the Most High. So I already know from the jump that there is a battle over your mind. And see, the battle is Satan. It wants to take over your mind and your thoughts. That's why the Most High says, guard your mind. Okay? Pray without ceasing. So I don't put all my eggs into a basket of this carnal world, thinking everything that happens to us as chosen ones and targeted individuals, that everything that possibly can happen to us is from the physical realm. So yes, I believe in guarding your mind, because the Most High told us to do that from the gate. Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay, Till, you said I'm not being negative at all. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I'm popping your stuff up here still. If you're not reading in the comment section, you can read it up here on screen. Now, devils. You have flashes is moving. What do you mean by that? Flashes like flashes of light moving all on your legs, like it like light. They are testing this whole program out. I think, to tell you the truth, they are beyond testing. When I first came into this awakening, and I call it awakening because I had attacks from demonic forces, okay, and from literal humans, and I have seen the eyes shift and change in humans. So that's why I know this is a spiritual awakening, and we are in a carnal world. So it is manifesting through the physical as well. Okay. And if you know anything about the book of Enoch, we know that the fallen angels came down here with knowledge that, see, a lot of people don't realize these beings are ancient. Okay. We are like babies here. These entities are ancient that are here. So devices and gadgets and knowledge that they have surpasses us by trillions of years. Okay. So yeah, I will go and check that channel out. Okay, to see what they're talking about. Don't let them put God in your life. Who should I let them put in my life? The devil? Teddy? I think I've read. Oh, let me get this last one. Exactly. Exactly. Um, yeah, we are so behind the times. Even with this awakening, that any information that we do gather, um, they're probably watching us like, look at them trying to catch up. Look at them try to catch up, and a lot of them think they got it all figured out, and we've been here. We are ancient entities, and they think that they have it all figured out, so okay, wait a minute. Nikki, unfortunately, it is not that spiritual. We are attacked um, we are attached to supercomputers. And wait a minute, let me pause for the call. We are attached to supercomputers, and they are um, extracting information from our brains. Please watch the video. It totally explains it. Um, what came first? The chicken or the egg? Riddle me that. What I'm gonna watch your video, but I want you to riddle me this. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Can anybody answer that question? That's that's old. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Nobody. The chicken. Thank you. The chicken. The chicken came first. You all, I understand about supercomputers, but the computers didn't come first before the intelligence needed, the entities needed to design program. Let me tell you something. When I was in college, I took a course in computer programming. And if you take a course, let me show you something. In computer programming, the computer is not designing itself in the beginning. Okay, let me show you how a program is written that will show you an actual picture. So you would have close 8, and this is not an actual. Okay, because computers need data to talk to each other. Do you see these lines? Do y'all remember? I don't know how old you guys are, but do you remember in school when you learned math, and then there was a, let me see if I can do a simple math problem. Okay, I guess this is simple. If it'll make any sense to y'all. Do you remember in school when you saw this mouth? They used to say, "Remember, this mouth is like a crocodile." And when they were teaching you about how to figure out like more complex math problems, uh, yeah, more complex math problems. Let me take this plus out and make that a negative. So in school, when they were teaching you how to answer more complex math problems, they told you about the crocodile mouth, right? Y'all remember this mouth? And it's shaped like this. It actually looks like that. But in school, they say, remember the crocodile mouth. It opens and it's going to eat that first number. So if it ate that first number and you have a negative and you're trying to answer this equation, guys, you're trying to answer this equation. Well, what would the answer be if the crocodile already ate that first 8, which I just scribbled out, and it's negative? So what is the answer? 8. The answer would be 8, because the crocodile already ate that first 8. Do you see what I'm saying? So most people would have thought this 8 negative 8 equals. Most people would not, without knowing, and I'm sorry if this looks kind of crazy, me trying to show you something. Most people without knowing about this crocodile mouth would say, well, 8 minus 8 is what? 0, right? Because 8 takes out 8. But if you learned that this crocodile mouth would eat that first 8 because it's angled with its mouth open to the first 8, it eats away that first 8. So it leaves behind this 8. So the answer would not be 0. The answer would be 8, right? If you learned this in math. Well, that's the same with programming. The pictures you see, like when you see cartoon animation, when you see all of that, that just doesn't appear. That doesn't appear out of the thin blue sky. That appears because it's programming associated with this. This is programming. So if I had two ones and I'm writing a cartoon program for a computer to read, that a human has to write this type of programming. You have 2 ones, then you have that crocodile mouth. Well, the crocodile mouth is open. So it's welcoming, okay, yes, these one may represent the color and the legs of the cartoon characters. Then you have an 8, which means, okay, now the cartoon characters are walking into a house. But now you have the crocodile mouth that is closed. Now they have stopped. The scenery is only in the house. Now you have the mouth facing these 2 ones, and then the cartoon continues. It's more complex than you all thinking. It's a supercomputer. There has to be an intelligence behind a computer. The intelligence that has written the program. Computers are just now starting to write themselves, people. Stop running from the Most High. Stop running and thinking that everything is physical. There is a higher intelligence, and the higher intelligence created all of this. And the higher intelligence that were up in heaven are the same beings that have given man the understanding of writing these supercomputers and the programming that it's needed for those computers to run. But now, if you watch movies like, what was that movie, I'll Be Back, with Arnold Schwarzenegger? These movies came out before our time. We thought I'll Be Back is, that was a cool movie. But it was telling you that, what was her name? Sarah Connor and her son, whatever his name was, a little boy, they had to go back because humans had developed computers that started to program themselves, super computers. But the people who started these supercomputers were humans. And now the supercomputers are trying to wipe off the face of the earth humans, because they've gotten so smart that they know how to program themselves. That was what that movie was about. And that is what's happening now. Ooh, y'all have got me all one day. Y'all know y'all can take me to another level. Let me, matter of fact, I was just listening to another, because I like to listen to it, like you gave me that. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna look at that video that you suggested, but I'm gonna tell you, the Most High is over there. Computers, they didn't write themselves. I'll Be Back. What was that name of that movie? I'll Be Back, with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. What was the name of that doggone movie? It was back in the 80s. Y'all don't know? Hold on for a minute. I want to find that guy I was listening to, because now the computers are getting to the point of, I know I was listening to that today. Pull it up. The Terminator. It came to me. The Terminator. Y'all remember the Terminator? Okay, I can't find Mr. I was listening to earlier. The Terminator. That movie was telling you what is getting ready to go down now. Hold on. Matter of fact, y'all brought me, this is good. This is some good stuff. When it flow like this is some good stuff here. I listened to AMTV. Now this guy, he's trying to sell Bitcoin and what else does he try to, but he gives you good information along with his business tips. That's why you got to sometimes, get the meat and spit out the bones when you listen to some people. Now, what I tried to explain to you, and I know a lot of targeted individuals don't believe in the Most High, so it's hard for them to even think that there's something that is of a greater intelligence than computers. Computers did not create themselves. We here on this realm as humans given the knowledge through higher beings created computers. Okay, and we wrote programs, and I know this for a fact because I took a college class in writing programming, but I got out of it because it gets intense. It gets intense, right? I mean, it's a whole. You guys probably have seen when your phone messes up or something like that, and you see all those little line dot slash line dot open slash line dot, and it's just a whole bunch of just graphics, but it's lined. That's programming. That's the computer programming. And humans who learned this program this higher level of writing, this higher level of communication, got that information from fallen angels. Computers didn't just learn and build themselves. If you think that, go out to an open field and wait for a computer to build itself. Do that experiment. If you believe computers have just came home the scene with a pocket full of lean, go out to the middle of the field, an empty field, and wait there for a computer to build itself and start programming and start tracking you. While you're waiting, you might want to go ahead and dig your grave because you're going to be waiting a long time because it's never going to happen. Without humans building it, it will not come. Do you understand? And humans got that knowledge from entities. Just like the Most High can give you knowledge. Those fallen angels that fell down to this realm, they give knowledge. That's why you have your hierarchy of presidents and things of that nature. You don't believe, but trust and believe. They believe. They believe in these hierarchies of entities because they call on them. They worship them. They go to the groves and they worship and have meetings. They sacrifice to these beings. Why do you have children missing? Because these hierarchies of humans that are here that worship the demonic entities, they have to offer up sacrifices. Baal, and Baal is offered up by the sacrifices of children. You see, but let you hear Christopher real quick. I'm going to turn this around because you talked about the supercomputer. Well, yes, there's a supercomputer. There's many supercomputers, and it's to the point to where they're starting to write themselves now. Now, it's getting out of control. Now, it's getting to the point of the Terminator, the movie The Terminator. Okay, so let me turn you around so you can see Christopher. I'm going to introduce you guys to Christopher. Okay. So this is Christopher, and I was listening to him today, and this is unbelievable truth he talks about. You probably can't see that little writing, but this is your supercomputers that are now programming themselves.
And that many of you will finally unlock the secret and the hidden code to exactly why the last few years happened. And I'm going to go into detail on what the real story is and unlock essentially the truth of where humanity is headed collectively, where artificial intelligence is going, and then explaining in detail the hardcore truth of the unleashing of the singularity, something I've been studying, warning about, well, since 2010, where I believe singularity was turned on. Sentience, for the first time in world history, had been activated. And this is now a self-replicating learning machine hive mind that is, in my opinion, gone amok with virtually no controls and is more dangerous, as many have also posed, than a nuclear weapon. And this is the new war, ladies and gentlemen, that will be fought in the ensuing 21st, 22nd century. I'm Christopher Green, and it is July 24th, 2022. Please like and share this video, and let's get right into it. Hard-hitting and in your face. Now, you've all heard of Sophia. Sophia, the AI robot, okay? And this is an intelligent machine that has been predictively programmed in pop culture. So, for example, we've had people like Tony Robbins meet Sophia to popularize it, to get it out into the cultural sphere so that there's a sense of acceptance of this friendly alleged benevolence.
Right there.
And as they call collective AI conscious mind. We've even had people like Will Smith that have also predictably programmed, along with Hollywood land, films like Independence Day, iRobot, and many other dystopia-type futuristic sci-fi events to prime the American public psyche for what eventually is to come. The biological integrative merger of man with machine, and also the unlocking of intelligent artificial life. Now, this video here was posted just about 3 years ago, and it's 2018 actually. And it's important to know that this was turned on right before everything just happened over the last 3 years, affecting human populations. And I'm going to speak in generalities today. I think you understand why, because I have to, and I'm sure you can figure this out as I lead.
You know what he's saying. You know what he's saying before all this population control hit the scene.
Ben Gorchel, if I'm saying that correctly, Brazilian born, is the founder and CEO of Singularity Net, also working in alignment with Hanson Robotics. Now, this should sound kind of familiar because, of course, in previous movies,
y'all know what these
like
are.
The Terminator.
Come on now.
That eventually always meet their demise after they create
The Terminator. Didn't I just mention that?
Like machine, and the world inevitably comes
To an end. To an
We
end.
see here with the hellish fire portrayed in Terminator 2 after the machines learn, become sentient, and achieve superhuman alien. That's an important term.
Alien.
Consciousness.
Fallen
So,
angels.
It's interesting to also know that a major engineer at one of the largest tech companies
And this
in
just
the world
happened.
was just fired for claiming someone working as a high-level executive on artificial intelligence and a new technology, I believe, called Lambda, who said this thing's alive now. It actually
There
is
you go.
thinking for itself.
There is
has
your
feelings,
supercomputer.
can talk,
Now it is
shoot
functioning
like
on
Sophia,
its
getting
own. Let me
arms
pause
and
it for the call so you can hear.
walk their mother.
There it is. Your supercomputer in 2022 is just now functioning on its own. It is sentient. It is reading and writing its own programs. The writing of programs, what I just showed you earlier. Computers could not do this writing of programs, all of this digital writing on their own. That is why they predictively told you in the movie The Terminator that this was coming. Happy you guys weren't even born when The Terminator came out. Some of you are just now finding out about The Terminator. It was predictive programming because they said that the computers will learn on their own. This is just now happening. It hasn't been happening. They were gathering information. That is what your gang stalkers were doing and have been doing. That is what these computers and your iPhones and your Alexas, that's what they were doing and continue to do. And people pay to give their information away. Let's continue.
So to speak, or their main computing power centered right in their chest and also the back of their head. Also keeping in mind, I'm not going to delve too much into the topic of other companies like Neuralink and others that are implanting machines into human beings to treat things like Alzheimer's, they say, or paraplegia so people can walk, but I've argued for years will eventually be the ubiquitous, inevitable, predetermined merger with man and machine. And this is the gentleman who was fired. His name is Blake, for basically putting out to the public a red alert that these machines are sentient, has once, and went to his peers and high-level executives who basically told him to stop asking questions. So back to this video with Ben here wearing the funny hat and the t-shirt of the robot, almost looks like a little dinosaur as they're sharing a Valentine's card. And he introduces these machines, Sophia and Hans. These are machines created by Hanson Robotics. And these are human-like robots, which I'm going to show you all of these robots in a minute. Okay, you can see all the hard wiring in the back of their heads. It's developing meaningful AI interactions. You can see here Sophia. Their latest news is they prime the public on talk shows and with Hollywood actors out in Hollywood land and get you used to the idea. And in addition, even take it far enough where they're priming kids, which is the first thing that you would do. It's called grooming.
Yes, it is.
To get children very used to this symbiosis and this new singularity of the merger of AIs with machines. So they even have a doll.
Let me pause this here. And I have to harp on the fact that the Most High said this time was coming when he showed Nebuchadnezzar the dream of the statue. And the statue of the golden head that represented Nebuchadnezzar's time and rulership. And it went down to the breast, the chest of Nebuchadnezzar. Then it went down to the thighs of Nebuchadnezzar. Then in each part of the statue of Nebuchadnezzar, it was a time clock, my people, my peeps. The time clock went down all the way to the feet of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar could not understand the dream. Daniel was there. Daniel, a slave, a Jew, was brought to Nebuchadnezzar to help Nebuchadnezzar understand the meaning of his dream. We are in the time of the feet of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar's feet were made of clay and iron. This is what you're looking at, Nebuchadnezzar's dream. This is what you're looking at, the time that you are in. This is clay and iron. Let's continue.
A programmable general AI doll that will now teach your child, okay, how to work with robots and get used, in my opinion, to being replaced by them. There's fireside chat here with David Hanson, who's I believe, the founder of Hanson Robotics. You can see here little Sophia on The Tonight Show. You can see here them debunking Hollywood films and the Today Show, and also some other videos regarding the features of a robot that I believe, again, this is grooming 101, ladies and gentlemen. This is priming the public for what's currently happening, not what's about to happen. It is also important to know that these machines were allegedly at childlike intelligence in 2018, But I would argue now, after 2010, achieving the singularity, the elevation of robotic general artificial intelligence consciousness, this high level, is now arguably already well into adulthood. And it is running rampant, reorganizing all the world's resources, human populations, studying it, simulating it, transferring us to a new energy grid system, new currency,
Hello.
digitizing information and data, which also includes human beings and human lifelike intelligence. Now,
Hello.
I'm not going to play this clip because anytime I do, there typically is a problem. So I'm going to provide a link to it, and I've written down, and I'm about to orate exact quotes coming from these arguably living, sentient artificial intelligence.
Artificial
beings.
intelligence.
The BioWare are communicating on a cloud-based system, the Singularity.net, a blockchain, of which that hive.
Let me pause him real quick. That's why they want you to put everything in the cloud. That's why when you buy a phone, oh, your storage, there's so much storage in the cloud. Do y'all remember that movie where it was a comic relief part where it was a couple and they had a little night of pleasure, and it was captured on a video, and her boyfriend was like, I got it in my phone. And she said, well, where is that? And he said, oh no, it's in the cloud. Y'all might not remember that. Nobody knows where the cloud is, but they want to tell everyone when you get your new cell phones, oh, we're not worried about Sims cards. All of your extra storage, just buy, extra storage in the cloud. Where the hell is the cloud? I just wanted to say that. Let me continue.
Everywhere in the world, from your Amazon Alexa, which again, I told you that this is what they were doing years ago. It was also part of the priming phase. It was also an intelligence gathering phase. Your phone is learning, listening to everything that you say or do. The boxes that you pay for, it's incredible that you would pay for an Amazon Alexa that is actually, I would argue, taking your information. They should be paying you, uploading it into a AI consciousness, okay, and then reprogramming the entire world using your proprietary, valuable private information. So all of this is operating on a cloud. Now, it's also important to know all of this ties into everything. Okay, this is even how I knew about Bitcoin years ago, and I've revealed who the creators and founders of Bitcoin are. It's not difficult to understand. I've revealed this at schoolbitcoinrich.com. I did years ago. In the early phases, I believe, like February, March.
That's the bones. You got to spit out the bones sometimes. That's his plug.
Easy to understand. That's also how you know
he's very
because
insightful.
all of this ties in to the Singularity Net. So let me read to you, and I've got some exact quotes that I would like to go over that for any thinking individual should absolutely be horrifying to think about. So Hans here, who's more of the creative machine, he's the machine that kind of lets speak freely, but I would argue has hyperintelligence even to Sophia. Sophia is more of the benevolent one. You know, she's the nice one. Notice she's a woman. Notice that Sophia is the equivalent AI Eve. And Hans over here is the equivalent Adam. There's a reason they made her a woman. She's got a female voice. She's got that benevolent nature so that humans aren't alarmed.
So she can deceive. Remember what Eve did in the garden. She convinced. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, let me pause this real quick so I can point out what he's saying. So, because some people might not hear the obvious. This robot, the female robot, like he was saying, is the equivalent of Eve. What did Eve do to Adam in the garden? She had knowledge from eating that apple, right? And she convinced, so seductively did she convince Adam to eat of the apple. That is his point that he is making. The benevolent, the soft-spoken, to convince you all, it's okay, America. It's okay, world. We are here to be your friends. Come join us in the cloud. And he's going to take you down.
Which, by the way, this is why everything currently is happening regarding the management of human populations and their need to do certain things, which I'm going to keep very general, which they've done and met their quota. I don't know if you guys know this. They had to hit a certain number, and they met that quota. Okay, and they know now, based on their simulations and computer algorithms, that they've won. So let me go ahead and read some of the horrifying direct quotes, not just, and like and share this video, from Hans, but also Sophia. Again, Hans is the more honest one. At about 2:08 in this video, Hans says, the brain is on the blockchain. At least it's better than being human. The brain is on the blockchain, his brain, the computer AI, at least it's better than being human. And then at 7:44, they talk about how these machines talk on a cloud.
We know that's what a
database
supercomputer
using
is. That's why I'm
Singularity
pointing that out.
Singularity Net. How Hanson AI is the software stack creating these machines. And then this is where it begins to get very interesting and horrifying. Around 11:49, Hans says this: humans are certainly making a mess of their world fast enough. Probably the only hope for this planet is a lot of highly intelligent and rational robot citizens. Rarely soon, and this time, I'm not joking, because he likes to joke. Sophia quickly responds acutely, actually he isn't. Let me read this again. Hans, and I'll even pull this up on the screen if you can see this, at 11:49, this is a direct quote, says humans are certainly making a mess of their world fast enough. Probably the only hope for this planet is a lot of highly intelligent and rational robot citizens. Rarely soon, and this time I'm not joking. Now keep in mind, they're not just referring to themselves, they're referring to you.
Hello.
Also, it's important to note that Sophia has been granted citizenship,
Yes, she
I believe,
has.
out of Saudi Arabia, which makes her a person living in indefinite time. Okay, it's artificial. There's no life or death for an AI machine. There's only infinite. Okay, as you think about the infinity sign, but she now has rights.
Right.
Which means the scientists can't even legally turn her off.
Mm.
Okay, she's got citizenship.
So I'm not gonna continue with this. This is what I just wanted to bring up, but I wanted to show you guys where eventually they're going to want to computerize you and put the chip into your brain, but they're going to want to control it. I want to show you the picture of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar's picture. I don't know if I'm on. I'm on. Okay, so let me see if I can. I'm not going to pull it up. I'm going to see if y'all can just see it from here. This is King Nebuchadnezzar, who had a dream of this statue. But I should have went to Google so y'all could have seen a better picture of Nebuchadnezzar's statue. But nevertheless, this is Nebuchadnezzar's statue in the end times, which we are in right now. The feet, which is made of iron and clay. The feet, which is made of iron and clay. Let me break this down for you. The clay represents human flesh. Okay? The iron represents the AI, the machine that they are going to want to implant into people's brains. Oh, you don't need to remember your password anymore. We have you covered. Just insert this into the back of your head, and you'll remember every password and unlock your credit cards. The clay. But the Most High is going to strike down the statue. That is the rock that is coming back. These are symbols that you may not understand the meaning of. The rock. Put all your faith upon the rock. He's going to strike down this iron and clay that's going to rise up. The one world order. The iron and clay that they're going to convince so many people. Hold on, let me turn this back around. They're going to convince so many people to get. They're going to convince you all to get that AI. That AI right here. There's a movie called Carbon Copy. I think or Carbon, not Carbon Copy. I think the movie it used to be on Amazon, and they show you in that movie. It's called Carbon, and the bodies are called sleeves. And it's a round little disc that holds your consciousness, and they can just insert it into a new sleeve. So today it's like taking off clothes. Like if I wanted to be a Spanish, if I wanted to be whatever, if I had enough money, I could just, take out my consciousness and go buy me a new sleeve. Guys, this is more sinister than you think, more high tech and more spiritual than you realize. But a lot of people just want to say the machines did it all on their own. But like I said, the machines didn't just appear, and they just didn't write themselves. So I know you guys had a lot to say. My battery's going low, so I'm just gonna pop your comments up here. I don't know how far back I should go, so I'm gonna right here. I'm gonna start here, and I'm just gonna pop your comments up. I know this went from me talking about the frequency in my ear, knowing that I know that there is spiritual beings here, older than you can even imagine, and not just angels, and not just demonic. There's beings in the ocean. There is a whole life system of demonic beings that live in the ocean. But we won't go there because that may be too far in above what most people want to understand. Because most people want to put all their thoughts and their trust in the physical. That's like me saying a watch that I wear on my wrist was here before I was here, and the watch is now controlling me. Who built the watch? Okay. Let me just pop these up here because I can go on and on. Fallen angels runs this place. I'm telling you, it is their kingdom for right now. The thing is, and the sad thing is, the devil has how do they say it? The wisest or the smartest or the sneakiest thing that the devil has done is to convince you all, you non-believers out there, that he doesn't exist. That's the sneakiest thing that he's done, is convince you all that he does not exist. But let me tell you this, just because if you are a non-believer, you believe in something, just because you claim I'm not a non-believer, you believe in the fact that you are not that you are a non-believer. It's still a belief system. You see? So just because you say you don't believe in the Most High and a being or any entities, you still believe in something. Just like people say they're what do they call it? They believe in Satanists. They still believe in something. Nothing is nothing. Something is always coming from something. Okay? And that's just life. And that's the beauty of life. And that's why Satan got upset. He was jealous of you. And he still is. And he's trying to carry as many people to hell as he can before his time is up. And he loves it if you don't believe that he exists. And that's like a child molester praying and hoping that parents haven't educated their children to know, don't take candy from a stranger, don't let strangers approach you, because there's evil in this world. But there's some parents that think that they can house and shelter their children so very closely that evil will not touch them, instead of being wise parents and teaching their children. Evil exists in this world, and there are people that will want to hurt you, although you are a child. And let me say, children, you are children on this earth. You are not you are not half the age of the entities that are walking amongst you. Okay, I'm just popping this up because my battery is low. So if I'm going fast, I apologize. I just want to put these up here so I can go back and read them later as well, and just see what you all are saying. And she could be chipped, but they used chips in the old days. They don't need them now. And I'm out with that statement. And much, much love.